Devastating floods have killed 164 people in the last 9 days, taking the death toll to 324. Thousands have been left homeless. A red alert has been sounded in 13 districts as the state braces for heavy rains in the coming days. The Kochi airport has been ordered shut till the 26th of August as teams of the Army, the Navy Coast Guard and the NDRF continue rescue and relief operations. Here's a report.
God's own country has never seen such devastation. Never before have rains and floods caused such havoc. Non-stop rains since the last 9 days have already displaced tens of thousands. In the 13 of the 14 districts of Kerala, life has been crippled because of the surging waters from swollen dams and rivers. The floods have reduced serene, placid Kerala into one big swamp of misery. As more and more dam gates were opened, the Periyar flowed into Cochin airport, flooding the tarmac and the terminals. There is no hope that any flight will take off or land till August 26th. That too, only if the rains hold up. The torrential rain has caused many landslides, cutting off many areas of Kannur and Idukki districts. As relief teams worked non-stop, there were heroic tales of rescue. In a humanitarian operation by the Navy, a pregnant woman was airlifted from a mosque close to Cochin airport to a hospital, where she delivered her baby. A 101-year-old woman was taken to safety by Garud commandos in Ernakulam district. Not just humans, abandoned animals were also being rescued by activists to safe shelters. More and more relief is pouring into Kerala. The Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard and NDRF are spread out across the worst hit districts.
I'm coming to you from Thiruvananthapuram airport. Behind me is the Dhruv chopper here that has been used by the Air Force. They just took off a while back to send out relief materials to the other districts in Kerala, but due to weather conditions, you can see the weather is completely overcast here with dark clouds behind me, and the relief materials could not be delivered because of the weather. So these are the difficulties that the Air Force is also facing. Even though the relief materials are ready here on ground in Trivandrum airport, it is not been able to reach the people stranded or stuck in middle of the floods and middle of the rain.
To my immediate figure shows around 20 to 30,000 people have been rescued, maybe more, because we have large number of fishermen boats which are more effective into not interior areas where static water is there. So they are rescuing quite a large number of people.
More than 2 lakh people have been shifted into relief camps. At least another lakh are stranded, awaiting help.
കൂടുതൽ പ്രശ്നമുള്ള സ്ഥലങ്ങളുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അത്തരം പ്രദേശങ്ങളിൽ നിന്നും അത് ഉൾക്കൊള്ളുന്ന ജില്ലകളിൽ നിന്നും ഓരോ മണിക്കൂറിലും ജലങ്ങൾ ലഭ്യമാക്കണം എന്ന നിർദ്ദേശം നൽകിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
There has been no pause in the rain, said to be the worst in 90 years. The next few days are critical. The Met Office is fearing the worst, which could only mean more devastation, more misery. With Shalini Lobo in Alua, Gopi Krishnan Unnithan in Ernakulam and Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Thiruvananthapuram, Bureau Report, India Today.
God's own country is experiencing the catastrophe of a lifetime. The state has been hit by the worst floods in a century. 13 districts have been placed under red alert as the Prime Minister took stock of the flood situation. India Today's Shalini Lobo takes you through the exact extent of this devastation.
First, the good news. Sajitha, a pregnant woman who was airlifted from Aluva, has delivered a baby boy. The mother and child are fine. But now, some bad news, which seems to be just pouring in.
This is the situation of houses here in Alway. The local community, fishermen, army, navy, the coast guard, everyone got together to rescue people from here. Fishermen as well.
God's own country is experiencing the catastrophe of a lifetime. Kerala is witnessing its worst ever floods in a century, worse than the floods of 1925 as elders recount, and there seems to be no let-up.
As it continues raining in God's own country, this is Alwa. These visuals that you can see is the water from the Periyar river flowing onto its banks and eating Alwa. The water is entering people's houses, it's covered roads, it's reached halfway up coconut trees. That is how much the water levels are right now. We are just a kilometer away from the banks of the Periyar river, and this is how much the rivers come into.
Flood waters have marooned many houses and commercial establishments. Many families are still fear-trapped in their homes.
We are on a fisherman's boat right now, and as you can see, these are visuals we bring you from Alway, rooftops, electricity poles, lamp posts. This is the situation of houses here in Alway. This is the first floor of the house, you know, this is the wall, the compound wall. This is the situation of the houses here in Alway.
Already എൻ്റെ വീട് മുങ്ങി. നമ്മൾ ഏകദേശം 250ഓളം ആളുകളെ ഇന്നലെ 9 മണിയോട് കൂടി തന്നെ ഇവിടെ എത്തിക്കാനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഗവൺമെന്റിന്റെ ഭാഗത്തു നിന്നുള്ളൊരു കൃത്യമായിട്ടുള്ള എത്തിയിട്ടില്ല. പക്ഷേ അത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണോ, കാരണം ഈ ഒരു കലാമിറ്റി ഓക്കർ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കാം. പക്ഷേ നമ്മൾ ആരും ക്രിട്ടിസൈസ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, ആരും വിമർശിക്കുന്നില്ല. എന്നാലും ഇവിടെയുള്ള റിസോഴ്സിനെ വളരെ കൃത്യമായിട്ട് തന്നെ ഓൺ ദ സ്പോട്ടിൽ ഉപയോഗിക്കാനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചു.
പൈസയില്ല നമുക്ക് ആവശ്യം, നോട്ട് മണി, ഓൺലി മസിൽ പവർ ആൻഡ് ഫുഡ്. ഇത് നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ എത്തിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ജീവൻ നിലനിർത്താൻ പറ്റും. 3 ദിവസമായിട്ട് 72 അവറായി നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ആൾക്കാരൊക്കെ പെട്ടെടുക്കണത്.
At a time when Kerala is battling problems like rescue boat shortage, the fishermen in the area have emerged as the local heroes, rescuing people using their own boats.
You can see water entering shops all the way here. Rescue operations still underway. Since boats were not enough, the locals have gotten together, taken boats from the fishermen who live down the river, and they've started rescue operations on their own.
7ഓളം വള്ളങ്ങൾ ഇന്നിപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ സർവീസ് നടത്തിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അതെല്ലാം നമ്മുടെ തീരപ്രദേശത്ത് കടലിൽ ജോലിക്ക് പോകുന്ന മത്സ്യത്തൊഴിലാളികൾ വന്ന് ഒത്തിരിയേറെ പേര് വന്നതുകൊണ്ട്, അവർ കടലിൽ പോകുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് ഈ വെള്ളം അവർക്കൊരു വിഷയമുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമല്ല. പിന്നെ ഒഴുക്കിൻ്റെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം മാത്രമാണ് നമ്മൾക്കിവിടെ കാണുന്നത്. ഇവിടെ ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ രക്ഷാപ്രവർത്തനത്തിൽ ഏർപ്പെട്ടിരിക്കുന്നവർ, ഞാൻ അവിടെ പോരുന്നതിന് മുന്നേ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു അവർക്ക് ലൈഫ് ജാക്കറ്റും അവർക്ക് ഈ മഴയെ പ്രതിരോധിക്കാനുള്ള റെയിൻകോട്ടും സാധനങ്ങളെല്ലാം കൊടുക്കണമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഒന്നുമില്ല.
4 families were stuck on the first floor of their houses for over 24 hours. They were collecting rainwater in buckets and using it for their cooking and other things. They say the helpline numbers were busy and they didn't get much help. It were the fishermen in the area who rescued them.
ചേട്ടൻ്റെ വീട്ടിലേക്ക് ഞങ്ങൾ 4 ഫാമിലിയോടെ വന്ന് ചേട്ടൻ്റെ വീട്ടിലായിരുന്നു താമസം. സെക്കൻഡ് ഫ്ലോറിലായിരുന്നു ഇപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ നിന്നിരുന്നത്. അവിടെ വരെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫ്ലോറിലായിട്ട് മുങ്ങി. അതൊക്കെ മുന്നേ അറിയിപ്പുകൾ അതൊന്നും അവിടെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല.
They are probably the lucky ones. Hundreds of families in interior locations are still stranded. No official rescue agencies have been able to reach them. What is worse is that several relief centers are also now coming underwater. It's the people's efforts and resilience that is keeping Kerala going.
Thousands remain stranded. Defense and other agencies working round the clock to save them. People of the community come together as one, forgetting region, religion and caste, just saving one another, helping one another and trying their best to bring God's own country back on track. With video journalist Divyan Rajkumar, this is Shalini Lobo in Alwa for India Today.
Kerala is witnessing one of the worst floods in history. More than 1 lakh people have been displaced and the death toll has now reached at least 324. A red alert has been sounded in all 13 districts of the state except Kasaragod, which is also on high alert. The military has pushed in hundreds of boats and aircrafts to rescue people who have been marooned in areas that have completely been cut off because of the large swaths of land being completely submerged underwater. Here's a district-wise report of what's happening on the ground in the state of Kerala.
From Kasaragod in the north to Thiruvananthapuram in the south, all rivers in Kerala are in spate and shutters of 35 of its 39 dams, including Periyar, have been opened. Banasurasagar Dam in the Wayanad district is the largest earthen dam in the country. Early on the 9th of August, more than 1,000 people living near the dam woke up to find water gushing into their homes. Before they could figure out what was happening and gather essential documents and valuables, the water had reached their knees. The families scampered for safety, carrying children and elderly in their arms. Villagers say authorities did not issue any warning about lifting of shutters of the Banasurasagar Dam to this level. On last count, 6,382 families in the district had sought shelter in 197 camps set up by the administration. The Agriculture Department says incessant rains have destroyed banana and paddy crops spread over 830 hectares. Heavy rains and strong winds continue in Kozhikode, causing extensive damage to houses and vast tracts of agricultural land. In Kozhikode city, floodwaters started rising after shutters of Kakkayam and Peruvanamuri dams, both over 40 kilometers away, were opened on the evening of August 14th. In the hilly outskirts of the city, such as Tirumbaadi and Anakamboil, the situation was compounded by landslides and flash floods. Authorities have warned of imminent flooding in Nadakava, Ernakulam and other settlements near the overflowing Kanoli Canal. The canal, constructed in 1848, is supposed to drain excess water into the Arabian Sea, but it is not doing so fast enough. A massive landslip in Kannur district was caught on camera that showed tall trees being uprooted by gushing floodwaters. Floodwater entered around 200 houses in Iriti and Taliparamba taluks, which have been hit by incessant rains. At present, 1,100 people are staying in 13 camps set up by the administration. Revenue authorities have estimated crop loss caused by landslips at Irveshi, Ullikkal, Kelakam and Ayakunna village at over 1 crore rupees. Bodies of 7 victims buried under the fury of a landslide in Malappuram district were retrieved on Thursday afternoon. 2 families of Nelliyaya tribal colony were wiped away when their houses were destroyed by the landslide precipitated by incessant rains on Wednesday. 6 people in a family of 9 died after their house collapsed due to a landslide in Malappuram district on Tuesday. At least 9 people were feared dead and 15 others, including a 3-month-old infant, suspected to be trapped under the debris of 3 affected houses as a massive landslip wreaked havoc in the catchment area of Pothundi Dam near Cherumgad early on Thursday morning. The road traffic between Palakkad and Thrissur came to a complete halt by Thursday noon when landslips occurred on top of the Kuttiran hill. After shutters of Malappuram Dam were raised up to 105 centimeters by Thursday afternoon, water level in Kalapati River increased significantly, inundating low-lying areas of Palakkad town. In the 48 hours alone, at least 10 persons were killed and 7 were said to be missing in landslides in Idukki district. According to officials, the death toll due to rains since June has crossed 30 in the district. Opening of major dams including Idukki, Periyar and Idamalayar due to heavy downpour has led to inundation of several low-lying areas and overflowing of rivers in the hilly region. The worst ever flood in the history of Ernakulam district on Thursday evening found over 52,000 people seeking refuge in more than 260 relief camps, with the number rising all the time. Muppatadam, Ellur and Kalamasheri along the banks of the Periyar continue to remain submerged with no let-up in water level. Muppatadam was almost marooned with water even reaching areas unaffected till Thursday evening. Mobility in the district has been hit, with most roads being inundated. A large number of interior roads were also flooded. Roads that take one to the neighbouring districts have also been flooded, making the vehicular movement along the routes almost impossible. The flood situation in Alappuzha district turned worse on Thursday. Several places in Chenganur, Kuttanad and Malappuram taluks were cut off following an alarming rise in the water level. Several people stranded at homes were rescued and shifted to relief camps. Officials, however, said an unknown number of people were still stuck at their homes and buildings in Chenganur and Kuttanad taluk, and steps were being taken to rescue them. More than 200 relief camps and 483 food centres have been opened in different parts of the district for 1.25 lakh people. Though the intensity of rainfall has reduced and water level in Bharatapura and Chalakudi rivers have started to fall, many places in Thrissur district are facing heavy flooding. Chalakudi town is still underwater and the overbridge at Muringur has submerged. In all, as many as 26,672 people of 8,362 families are being housed in 286 camps in Thrissur district. With 5 deaths reported in rain-related incidents and all the rivers breaching the banks following incessant rains, Kottayam is facing a grim situation. More than 17,000 people have been displaced and relocated to relief camps, and more are pouring in as landslides and flooding force people to leave their home from across the district. Changanasheri Taluk was one of the worst hit as floodwaters entered almost all villages. Munnar town was completely cut off due to rising water levels and landslips blocking vehicular traffic. A massive rescue operation has been mounted by the Army, Navy and the state administration to save people who are still stranded in their homes. The situation was particularly serious on the banks of the Pamba. At many places, water rose above the first floor level. The situation was aggravated by power disruption. A total of 6,679 people in Thiruvananthapuram are living in relief camps, with 1,330 families being housed in 63 emergency shelters. 1,992 persons are housed in 32 relief camps in Thiruvananthapuram Taluk. Due to suspension of flight services at the Kochi airport, emergency flight operations have been shifted to the capital. Officials in Kollam have set up 56 relief camps following torrential rains and multiple landslips in the Ghat section. A total of 3,600 people from 1,023 families are currently in various shelters. Though there has been no casualties so far, many parts of the district remain submerged. Kasaragod have been spared the fury of the rains and resultant floods, which have wreaked havoc across the state. It's the only district where a red alert has not been sounded, but officials are closely monitoring the situation. Major rivers in the district remain swollen due to intermittent heavy rains. With sea remaining turbulent in the last couple of days, authorities have shifted 309 members of 33 families at Kozhikode near Uduma. Sea surge was also reported at Kavugoli, Nellikunna beaches and Trikkanad beach near Bekal.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.